another episode of GhostStop. Usually this time each year during the summer, I like to visit my hometown of Lewiston, Idaho, visit my family and friends, and do a paranormal investigation. Unfortunately this year I can't make it there. So what I'm going to do instead of doing a paranormal investigation, is I'm going to do a product review for some gear that can help you with your paranormal investigations. I went to GhostStop.com and I recently purchased their infrared light and their wide-angle floodlight. I've been using the Sony HVL-IRM light for many years now during my paranormal investigations. It's a great little light. It's been a great tool to use because it has a nice little spotlight feature here, which increases the intensity of the IR light. I'll be showing you examples of this later on. To me, it's kind of annoying because you get this spotlight, and I've been looking for something with like a wider angle of light to use, which I found with this, but again, I'll get to this in a second. So I was looking for some new paranormal equipment to get, and I decided that the IR lights would probably be the best thing to get at this moment. I wanted another spotlight as well as a wide angle light, which I could use with my cameras as well as also use them when I set up my stationary cameras to light up the entire room. Now when I ordered the lights and they came, I was expecting them to come in a big box. Something like this with, padding around them. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Instead, they came in this little padded envelope here. It's got the air bubbles there to protect them. And they were pretty well wrapped up with these little bags here, with this bubble wrap. So they did have some protection when they came to me. But again, I was expecting a box, but I got a nice envelope here. When I did get the IR lights, they sent me a couple extra items. I got a free GhostStop light, which is cool. You can never have too many lights. And I got this little ghost keychain thing. Not really going to help you during your paranormal investigations, but it's kind of cool. Getting a couple extra little freebies. Now, let's cover the quality of the lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and show them, give you my personal opinions on them. And then later tonight I'm going to show how well they work with my cameras that I have. I have a Sony HDR XR520, that's my main camera that I use. It's my portable camera. And my stationary camera is a DCR SR85. And I also use this. It's an 8mm camera. It's a CCD TRV65. Had this thing here since the mid-90s, but since it has an IR light on it, I figure why not? You can never have too many cameras to help you with your paranormal investigations. So let's go ahead and check out the lights here, okay? This here is the infrared night vision light from GhostStop.com. It's their creepy hollow light. This would be giving you the spotlight type of effect as it shines forward from your camera. It's good for hallways and also looking a good distance from you. It has over a 60-foot distant range, which we'll check out here a little bit later. And also it's long lasting. It has up to 10 hours of light with a battery charge, of which you just use a regular standard 9-volt battery. Now it has a special cut back right here, which is supposed to be easy for quick battery changes. So you just connect it like this, pop the battery in, boom, you're ready to go. If you need to do a quick change, especially at night when you're on your investigation, you just pop it right off, grab your other battery, put it right on, boom, you're ready to go. That just took less than 6 seconds there to do that. Pretty quick change. And then you just have this little switch here, flip it on, you got your IR light going. Of course you can't see it with this camera. And now we have the infrared wide-angle floodlight. It provides smooth, balanced light in a wide area for superior quality in your photos and your video footage. This is to light up small rooms or large open areas, and it's going to eliminate that spotlight effect that you get from a lot of infrared lights, such as the Sony one and also the regular IR light. This has, typical, standard on-off switch, and it has the open battery compartment for easy and quick battery changes. Again, you just pop it right in, lock it in place. When you need to change, just pull it right off, pop your next battery in. Now both lights have a hot shoe mount, and also these can connect to tripods, as you can see here. With the hot shoe mount, they'll mount onto your hot shoe or microphone areas on your camcorders. Unfortunately, with my little stationary camera and my portable camera here, there's no way to connect them into this little area. So what I have is I have the slide arm that came with my Sony HVL-IRM, and with this you can connect your IR light just like so. But what I have, because I use a microphone as well, is I have this little bracket. I'll put my microphone on one of these, and then with these open segments, I'll just go ahead and put the lights in. I can go 2 lights that way, or if I wanted to, I could put one here, and then the wide angle right up here. More light and more bang for your buck, right? So they have this little threaded area right here. I don't know what happened or what it is during their tooling process, but it's not super smooth, but I'm just being nitpicky. Yes, it goes and it will tighten, but it's just not as smooth as, let's say, the one on the Sony here. But then Sony's like $1 billion company, and GhostStop, well, unfortunately isn't. But it's okay. I'm just being nitpicky here. So when you tighten it on, it's it's on there as tight as it can go, and see, it still kind of wobbles around. So I don't want to break it or anything, but again, as I said, I'm just kind of being a little nitpicky, but as you can see, it's still wobbling, and I've got that thing on there as tight as it will go, and it slid right off. Yeah, because that's down all the way to the bottom, and it's not tightening up anymore. For the wide angle, same thing. Just getting it back, tighten it up. And it still has a little bit of, wiggle room to it. But, so, if you have it set and you bump into something, it might go off kilter. But then again, as I said, I'm just being a little nitpicky about it. The only camera I have that would actually be able to take advantage of this hot shoe plate would be my TRV-65. Now with this one here, they can actually, screw and lock into place. And unfortunately, it's not locking into place like what it used to do. So much for that one. So it looks as when I was trying to tighten this down, it got too far off of the runners here and will not tighten since it's got nothing to tighten up with. Okay, when I do my paranormal investigations, this is a setup that I pretty much use. I have the camera here. I will have an IR light, which is the Sony light. I would have that in the middle. Then I would have an audio recorder at the top here. So what I'm going to do here with this product review is I'm going to go ahead and have like all three of my IR lights right here. So I'll be using these so you can see the comparison between them, as well as the IR light that's on the camera. Usually when I do my videos, I like to put like little filters and things on them, do mess with the color, saturation, the hue, the balance, the levels, that type of thing. But I'm not going to do that during this product review because I want you to see how the lights actually look in the raw footage. So I'm not going to be throwing any effects or anything on there. So you'll see them as how they're actually being used. Okay, here we go with the regular IR light on the camera. Now you'll see there's a shadow here. That's because I have a wide angle lens on the camera here so I can get a wider, better shot. So as you can see, looking around, you know, standard IR light that's built into this Sony Handycam. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the HVL-IRM Sony IR light. And as you can see, it's pretty cool, but you got that spotlight thing in the middle there. It kind of looks like a big square. And the neat thing about the Sony light here is that you can adjust the brightness to the light. So you can make it a little less intense, kind of brighten it up. It's getting rid of that shadow from the wide angle lens, but then all of a sudden everything's all blown out in the middle. But you know, it makes for a good spotlight here. Okay, let's go ahead and try the Creepy Hollow, the Ghostlight IR4 light. There you go. This is a big improvement over the, there you go. This is a big improvement over the Sony light. It's not as bright in the center. You're getting a more wider disbursement of the IR light there for the camera. And as you can see, it's picking up things quite well here. So you can actually see pretty good without that annoying bit of light in the middle there, which is pretty cool. So again, this is the Creepy Hollow GhostStop IR4 light. And here's the light from the Sony camera. This is on its brightest setting, so kind of a big difference between that. And here we go with the IR4 light on at the same time. Now here's a shot with the wide angle floodlight. Look at that, that's awesome. It's picking up everything, it's getting a nice broadcast of IR light out there. It's flooding everything. You're not getting a lot of crazy hard shadows. There's no blinding spotlight of the IR light in the middle of the screen or the lens here. It's awesome. This is great stuff. Look at that. And again, this is good for small rooms and large rooms, it says, you know, which is pretty good because my little living room here is pretty small. So let's go ahead and check this out upstairs. So here we are with the built-in IR light looking down the hallway. Turn on the spotlight. Okay, that's pretty good, but then again you have that light in the center here. Even if I adjust the brightness, you know, turn it down, kind of back to where we were, kick up the brightness, got that annoying spotlight in the middle. The IR4 light, you know, it's a lot better. And let's go ahead and try the floodlight here, the wide angle floodlight. Boom, look at that. You can see everything. It's great. Yeah, I really like this wide angle floodlight. This is pretty cool stuff. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try this outside. So let's give this thing a shot. And here's my cat. She's wanting to help out too. Okay, here we are outside. Gotta whisper. This is looking down to my backyard. I'm going to turn on the Sony HVL-IRM. Okay, that's pretty good. And again, you can control the brightness on it there. This is the GhostStop IR4. Wider disbursement of light. It's coming out pretty good. And here's the Floodlight. Wide angle light, IR light. There you go, look at that. It's not, let's see. The IR4 light is said to have a distance up to 60 feet. And as you can see, it's doing pretty good. And here's the wide angle light. Doesn't quite have the distance, but it's pretty good at dispersing the light. And then there's the cat. This is the wide angle light. The IR4 light. And the Sony light. Let's turn them all on. There we go. All three working at the same time along with the IR light from the Sony. There's the cat. It's about 40 to 50 feet to the other side of the fence there, and it's doing pretty good for lighting things up with the IR4. Wide angle, of course, is not having the distance like the other ones, but it's getting the sides pretty good. And now we're going to be using the lights with my stationary cameras to see how well they work with them. And here we are with the DCR SR85, my stationary camera, and as you can see, the IR light to it isn't the best. It's got distance out to about here, about 8 feet away from the camera. Get a little closer, and hello, how you doing? So we're now going to try the Sony HVL-IRM night light, infrared light here. And as you can see, really helps out. I have it set with a little mini tripod right next to it. So it's standing off to the side. You can direct it, you can point it at certain things, but again, you have that spotlight effect, which is kind of really annoying. So it's better than the regular IR light from the camera on its own. Now let's go ahead and try the IR4 light. And here's the Creepy Hollow, the GhostStop IR4 light. There you go. You still kind of have a little bit of that spotlight, but at least it's dispersed enough where it's not all concentrated in one little area. You can kind of set this off. You can maybe point it at certain things, maybe even set it off in a different part of the house or the room, if you wanted to, get light on a certain subject matter, like, oh, the ghost comes through that door right there, so point the light right at it. So anyway, does a better job. Pretty good right there. So okay, so now we're going to go ahead and try the GhostStop IR floodlight. Here we go. There you go. A lot better. It really floods the area. You don't get like a center spotlight from the lights like you do the other two, so you get a better view with this one here. So depending on what you're doing, you can maybe set it up. I'll set up the IR light in a different location. Point it at certain things to better illuminate the room. So there we go. I just set it off to the left of the camera here and pointing it to the door, and there you go. Yeah, not as bright or intense as the other two, but you're flooding the area with more light So I think you're getting like a better picture with this one here. You know, it's supposed to be used in small rooms, you know, larger rooms, that type of a thing. And it's definitely proven itself here. This is a really, really cool light. I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, this thing is awesome. So now let's go ahead and try the 8mm cameras and see how that works. We're now going to try the IR lights on the TRV-65 8mm Sony Handycam that I have. Now this here is the plain old IR light coming from the Handycam itself. You know, not bad, but you know, could be better. So let's try the Sony HVL-IRM. Bang! Wow, that's really, really bright. Luckily we can adjust it a little bit, but then, so that's on its brightest setting right there. Really bright center spot, kind of throws things off. It's like, yeah, you get more light out there, but man, that's just really overpowering. If you start turning it down, yeah, you get rid of that circle in the middle, but then, you know, you start losing some of the detail on the sides out here. Okay, the neat thing about the lights that I have, the Sony HVL-IRM, the GhostStop IR4, and the wide-angle flood IR light, is that they do fit on the hot plate on the top of this camera. So they're easy just to connect. I don't need to put like a bracket arm or anything onto it. So that's a real big plus, is that they fit right onto this device. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try out the IR4 light from GhostStop. And it's a lot better. You know, might have to, let's say, put it on a tripod or something where it can fit in the room, because right now if it's sitting on top of the camera like this, it's good. It's a lot better than the Sony HVL-IRM. Still have a bit of, you know, intensity right there in the middle, but you know, it's coming out a lot better. You're getting more light on the sides, as opposed to just having a spotlight straight smack dab in the middle of the screen. So this is a lot better than the Sony one. Now let's go ahead and try out the floodlight. GhostStop IR floodlight. Here we go. Now that's amazing. I really, really like that. It's perfectly balanced all throughout the picture. It's not too bright and intense. You're getting a pretty good shot here. This is amazing. I really like this light. This thing is awesome. I'll probably pick up a couple more of these things here, you know, just one for each stationary camera to use, because this is great. What I'm going to do here, let me just take it off of the camera here. And I'm just going to go ahead and you can set it around. And this is good. This is really, really great. So yeah, this is really working good with this camera. I wish this could zoom out a bit, but that's, well, unfortunately the way this camera is. This light is doing wonders for this. This is great. As you can see, the Creepy Hollow GhostStop IR lights are pretty dang good. I'm really impressed with their performance and the way that they work. Sure, the Sony was good for its time way back when, like, you know, 5 to 10 years ago. But since they stopped making it, it's really tough to find. If you try and look for these things on eBay, they're for like $100+, and that's used too. So if you want to save some money, I highly recommend getting the GhostStop IR lights. Which ones do you want to get? Depends on your situation, what you got going on. I would recommend getting one of each at least. From the comparison that we did, as you can see, the spotlight on the IR4 light is pretty comparable to the HVL-IRM. And, you know, in fact, I think it's kind of a lot better. Sure, you can adjust the brightness of the Sony one, but when you do that, you start losing a lot of the light. When you kick it up to increase it, you've got that annoying spotlight right in the middle of the screen. The Creepy Hollow GhostStop IR4 light, sure, it has a little bit of spotlight in the middle, but it's tolerable. It's not annoying like the Sony one. The wide-angle IR light is pretty dang good. I'm really impressed with this one here. In fact, I'm thinking of maybe picking up another one of these. It's great, and you can put it on your stationary cameras. You can set it on like little tripods and put it around the room. This way you got your subject matters lit properly. And as I was saying, the price of these are great. You can't go wrong with this. Again, the Sony one, you can find it on eBay and other places for like $100 plus. And that's probably even used prices too. You know, they stopped making these a while ago, so they're really tough to find. And again, they're pretty darn expensive. The Creepy Hollow IR4 light is about $56 online from GhostStop.com. Sometimes they'll have it on sale, and it'll be on sale for around $50. That's a pretty good deal. The wide-angle IR light goes for around $90 at GhostStop.com, and sometimes you'll have it on sale for around $70. That's another good deal. Save $20 on this. Get a couple of them. That's the only thing I can say. I know GhostStop.com also has a IR puck light that has 360 degrees of IR light that you can put that in the middle of the room and you can light everything up. That usually goes for around $130, but sometimes you can find it on sale on the website at around $110. That's a pretty good deal too. I don't have one, but I'm thinking of getting one, but I'm thinking with the money that I spend on that, I could probably just buy 2 of these and have them to use. That might be a better deal to go with, because that way I'll have 2 lights instead of 1 to work with. Now also at the beginning of the video when I was reviewing the lights, remember when I was talking about the hot shoe and the thing came unscrewed and wasn't tightening? And then I also had a picture of the back of the wide angle IR light, and it had the screws missing from the back. Well, I got in contact with GhostStop. I shot them a letter on Monday night to let them know that, hey, there was 2 screws missing on the back of the wide angle light, and also the hot shoe just wasn't tightening up like it should. They got back with me early the next morning. They apologized about what happened, and they wanted to know what address to send a couple extra screws and some hot shoes to. They stepped up to the problem, and they resolved it by sending me extra screws and 2 extra hot plates, so now the IR4 light can stay on properly. It took a couple days for me to get that. As I said, I sent them the letter on Monday. Tuesday they responded, and then Wednesday they had it in the mail, and by Friday I had the replacement parts, and everything's awesome. I love the way that they were quick to respond, and also their customer service was phenomenal. They took care of the problem. Kudos. So I hope this product review of the GhostStop Creepy Hollow IR lights was informative to you, that you managed to get some good information on them there. I'm interested to see down below what you think of the lights, if you tried them. If there's maybe other lights out there that you've tried that you might think are better than these. So go ahead, drop a line, post a message at the bottom. If you get these because of the video here that I posted, go ahead and let them know. Say, hey, Rich did a pretty good job reviewing these products. I like what I saw. I'm going to get them. I'm going to give them a try. So that's it for this product review right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out in the field doing some paranormal investigations. I just wish I could use these things right now. Darn it.